Welcome to Trending Update USA, and I am Steffan, bringing you an emotional and deeply human story from the heart of the WTA Finals. A story not just about tennis, not just about wins and losses, but about family, resilience, heartbreak, and the powerful support system behind one of America's brightest tennis stars. This is the story of Coco Gauff's painful WTA Finals exit and the consoling message her brother Codey sent to her, a message that has touched fans, warmed hearts, and reminded the world that behind every champion stands a family that lifts them through the highs and carries them through the lows. Today, we dive deep into Coco's journey, the emotional aftermath, what this moment means for her future, and why Codey's words have become such an important part of the narrative surrounding her WTA Finals heartbreak. Coco Gauff entered the WTA Finals with aspirations that matched the magnitude of her talent. As a Grand Slam champion, one who electrified the world with her brilliance, athleticism, and raw competitive fire, she arrived at the finals with confidence, determination, and the hunger to close out her season on a high note. Fans expected intensity, analysts expected strong performances, and Coco herself expected to push deep into the tournament. But tennis, as always, is a sport of unpredictability. It gives, it takes, it stuns, it surprises, and sometimes it breaks hearts in ways that words struggle to express. Her exit from the WTA Finals this time was one of those moments. Not because she performed poorly, not because she lacked effort, but because the margins were razor-thin, the pressure was suffocating, and the emotional weight of every point created a battlefield of mental and physical tests that pushed her to the limits. Gauff fought. She fought like she always does, but the outcome wasn't the one she or her supporters had hoped for. The cameras captured the emotion. The world saw the disappointment etched across her face, the mixture of exhaustion and heartbreak in her body language. This wasn't just another loss. It was a painful, season-ending moment for a young athlete who had poured everything into her journey. And while fans and analysts immediately began discussing what went wrong or what comes next, one person chose a different approach: her brother Coco Gauff. Codey, who has been one of Coco's closest allies since childhood, sent her a consoling message after the heartbreaking defeat, a message rooted in love, support, and the reminder that Coco's worth is not defined by a single result. His words resonated far beyond their family circle. They touched fans, spread across social media, and reminded the world that even champions deserve comfort, compassion, and reassurance. In his message, Codey emphasized that Coco's success goes far deeper than trophies and rankings. He reminded her of her character, her perseverance, the millions she inspires, and the barriers she continues to break in women's sports. He acknowledged the pain she was feeling but reminded her that setbacks do not define destiny. He told her to lift her head high, to breathe, to let the disappointment pass, and to remember that her story is far bigger than a single defeat on a single court. This moment matters because it shows the world that Coco Gauff is not walking her tennis journey alone. She has a family that supports her unconditionally, who celebrate her victories but also stand as shields in moments of heartbreak. Codey's message was a powerful reminder that the tennis world sees Coco as a star, but at home, she is a daughter, a sister, a young woman still growing, learning, and navigating the challenges of elite competition. Coco Gauff's brother has always played a quiet but consistent role in her career narrative. Growing up, they pushed each other, competed with each other, encouraged each other. Their sibling bond has been a pillar of Coco's strength, especially in moments where the weight of expectations becomes heavy. Tennis is a sport that demands independence. You walk alone on court, you battle alone, you face pressure alone, but behind the scenes, support is everything. And Codey's words show exactly how important that support is. As Coco sat with her emotions following the loss, Codey's message brought a different kind of comfort. The comfort of being seen not as a world-class athlete but as a sister, a person, someone who gives her all and deserves grace in defeat. Fans responded overwhelmingly, praising Codey for being thoughtful, kind, and grounded. Many noted that Coco's strength, humility, and maturity surely come from growing up in a family built on love and unity. But beyond the emotional moment, Coco's WTA Finals exit has also sparked discussion about her journey this season and what this moment could mean for the future. Despite the disappointment, this year was monumental for her. She won her first Grand Slam, reached major milestones, grew into a world-renowned star, and became a symbol of excellence and leadership on the court. Her growth this season has been exponential, tactically, mentally, and emotionally. And moments like this one, painful as they may be, are part of the evolution of every champion. Tennis icons throughout history, Serena, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, have all faced heartbreaking losses in big tournaments. They've all experienced the sting of falling short. But those moments didn't stop them. In fact, those moments forged the resilience that later defined their legacy. Coco Gauff, still only at the beginning of what could be a long and decorated career, now finds herself at a similar crossroads, not of defeat, but of growth. Her WTA Finals exit doesn't erase the season she's had. It doesn't diminish her achievements, nor does it shake the faith that millions have in her. Instead, it adds another layer to her story, a reminder that greatness requires patience, learning, and the ability to bounce back stronger than ever. And with a support system like hers, led by family members like Codey, Coco is equipped with everything she needs to rise again. Fans are already rallying around her on social media, sharing messages of support, celebrating her journey, and praising the maturity she showed even in defeat. Analysts are projecting that this moment, while difficult, will motivate her heading into the next season, one where she will aim for even greater heights, stronger results, and deeper runs at major tournaments. For Coco, this heartbreak is temporary, her potential is permanent. And what makes this story even more meaningful is how human it is. Amid the noise of statistics, rankings, predictions, and match analysis, what stood out most was a brother comforting his sister, reminding her of who she is beyond the court. Codey's message echoed across the tennis world not because it was dramatic, but because it was real. It reflected love, family, and the idea that even champions need someone to say, "It's okay. I'm with you." As Coco now takes time to rest, reflect, and regroup, her fans can be confident that she will return stronger. This loss will not break her, it will build her. She has shown resilience too many times for anyone to doubt her comeback ability. She has already lived through pressure, expectations, and the spotlight, and she continues to grow through every challenge. Her story is far from over. In fact, this moment is just another chapter in what could become one of the most inspiring careers in modern tennis. As for Codey, his message has now become a symbol of the strong support behind Coco, a reminder of how important family is in the life of an athlete who spends so much time under the world's gaze. His comforting words turned a moment of heartbreak into a moment of reflection and renewed belief. His message didn't just console Coco, it inspired fans everywhere who saw it as a reminder that vulnerability is not weakness, it is part of the human experience. So as we look back at Coco Gauff's emotional WTA Finals exit, we remember not the defeat, but the resilience. Not the heartbreak, but the support. Not the end of a tournament, but the beginning of what comes next. Coco will rise again, and when she does, she will rise with the lessons learned from this moment, with the strength of her family behind her, and with the unwavering support of fans around the world. This is the beauty of sports, the triumphs, the defeats, the stories behind the results, and the people who carry athletes through their journeys. And today, Coco Gauff's story reminds us all that even the strongest champions sometimes need a shoulder, a reminder, a message of love, and that is exactly what Codey gave her. Here on Trending Update USA, I am Steffan, and this has been your deep dive coverage into one of the most emotional storylines coming out of the WTA Finals. Stay with us for more updates, more insights, and more stories that highlight not just the sport, but the humanity behind it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage as Coco Gauff continues her journey, her growth, and her pursuit of greatness.